After 60, cancer risk rises. Fat clings to the belly, and most people feel powerless. But one natural compound, found in a humble, soothing cup, does something remarkable. It kills cancer cells, burns stubborn fat, and costs less than 50 cents a day. So why aren't more seniors drinking it? Stick with me, because what's inside that cup might just change your next decade. After 60, something changes. Fat stores get harder to burn, your digestion slows, and silent inflammation builds beneath the surface, increasing your risk for diabetes, cancer, and fatigue. But what if one drink, brewed the right way, could help flip your body's metabolic switch back on? I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley, and today I'll walk you through 5 powerful reasons to revisit an old friend, green tea. What you'll learn may surprise you and possibly change your next 10 years of health. 1. This isn't optional, it's foundational. Most people think you need to drink 8 or 10 cups of green tea a day to see real health benefits. But the science? It says otherwise. A 2009 study followed 240 older adults for 12 weeks. Half of them drank just 3 cups a day, one with each meal. No powders, no diets, just a simple daily rhythm. And it worked. Their belly fat shrank, waistlines dropped, inflammation markers went down. And many of them said the same thing. I didn't feel like I was trying. My body just started working again. Your body remembers. Even if you've ignored it for years, it still listens. And when you give it something gentle, consistent, and healing, it starts saying yes again. I get asked this all the time, but don't I need the concentrated version, some pill or extract, number? Not for most people, especially not after 60, because by then your metabolism doesn't need more intensity, it needs rhythm. And green tea is about rhythm, not force, not volume, just consistency. In fact, trying to overdo it, especially with supplements, can backfire. If you're on medications, if your liver's slower, if you're more sensitive, more is not better. Better is better. Frank, 69, told me he used to feel stiff every evening. Lunch made him bloated, and his pants were getting tighter every year. He didn't change much, just added 1 cup of green tea with each meal. By week 5, he said, "Doc, it's like my system stopped fighting me." And that's the power of a gentle protocol done right. So, if you've written off green tea because you thought you needed 10 cups a day, think again. Because 3 simple cups, morning, noon, and evening, can start healing your body in ways that no extract ever will. Let me ask you something. What's one ritual you could build into your meals, not to fight your body, but to work with it again? 2. The fat-burning switch. Hiding in your teacup. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a week where you did everything right? Ate light, walked more, skipped the snacks, and yet the scale didn't move an inch? That's not your fault. That's your metabolism saying, "Sorry, I'm on break." After 60, that happens more often than you'd think. Now, here's the part nobody tells you. Your body has a kind of on switch for fat burning. It's called AMPK. And after 60, it slows way down. When AMPK is active, your body burns stored fat for energy. When it's not, fat clings to your belly like a magnet. But here's the good news. Inside a humble cup of green tea, there's a compound called EGCG. And EGCG flips the switch, not in theory, in real life. A 2013 study showed that after just 1 serving of green tea extract, fat burning increased by 17%. Within hours, not days, not weeks, hours. Harold, 71, told me, "Doc, I gave up soda. I stopped eating at night. I walk every morning, but nothing changes." So, we tried one thing, just swapped his coffee for 2 cups of green tea each morning. By week 4, he said, "I'm down 8 pounds, and I still eat toast." Here's how you can try it. 2 cups of green tea in the morning, brewed gently, not boiling, to protect the good stuff. Drink it before breakfast or mid-morning. That's when the body's ready to listen. And give it water. Fat burning needs hydration to work. You don't have to fight your metabolism. You just have to remind it how to work again. And sometimes, that reminder looks like steam rising from a quiet cup. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like your body just stopped responding, no matter how hard you tried? If that's you, you're not alone. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your story. 3. The cancer delay that shocked Japanese doctors. Let's talk about the word nobody wants to say out loud: cancer. After 60, the risk rises fast. For some, it runs in the family. For others, it comes out of nowhere. But what if something as small as a cup of tea could slow that risk down? Back in Japan, researchers noticed something strange. In one rural region, cancer rates were noticeably lower, especially among older adults. And it wasn't genetics, or money, or special medication. It was green tea, not supplements, not extracts. Just real brewed leaves, sipped consistently every day. So they studied it, hard. In a 10-year study published in the Journal of Gerontology, researchers followed thousands of seniors. They tracked diet, tea habits, medical records, and what they found still gives me goosebumps. Seniors who drank 10 cups of green tea a day lived over 7 years longer without developing cancer. Let me say that again. 7.3 more cancer-free years. Same genetics, same villages. The only difference? Tea. Now, I'm not telling you to chug 10 cups a day. That's not realistic, and it's not necessary. But even 3 to 5 cups daily, especially when paired with meals, can start nudging your cells in the right direction. Why? Because green tea doesn't just fight cancer. It slows the signals that feed it. One of those is a protein called mTOR. Think of it like a gas pedal that makes damaged cells grow faster. In small doses, it's fine, but when it stays on, that's where cancer thrives. e.g., CG, the compound in green tea, helps gently ease off that gas pedal. Not slam the brakes, not shut everything down, just regulate. I'll never forget Frank, 67, recently retired. His father passed away from colon cancer in his early 70s. So, when Frank had a scare during a routine screening, he panicked. He didn't want to live in fear. He wanted to do something. So he started small. 1 cup of green tea with lunch, another after dinner. Some days he had more, others just those 2. 12 years later, he's still cancer-free. There's no magic bullet, but there are patterns, there are behaviors, and there are small, quiet things that add up, 1 sip at a time. So, if you've ever lost someone too soon, or had a close call yourself, let this be your reminder. Some of the strongest medicine doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in daily choices. 4. Healing inflammation from the inside out. Pain doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simmers in your joints, in your belly, even in your brain, and you don't even realize it's there. Until one day you try to stand up and your knees whisper, "Not today." That's what silent inflammation does. It creeps in slowly, clouds your energy, swells your joints, and over time, it lays the groundwork for nearly every chronic disease we fear after 60. But green tea, it fights that fire from the inside out. In 2008, a team of Japanese researchers studied older adults with high inflammation levels. They measured 2 markers, IL-6 and TNF-alpha. Both are like chemical smoke alarms inside your immune system. When they spike, it means your body is stuck in a state of fight. After just 4 weeks of daily green tea, IL-6 dropped by 21%. TNF-alpha fell too, and most of the participants reported better joint comfort and less morning stiffness. without changing anything else. But here's the twist. If you want to unlock the full anti-inflammatory power of green tea, you need a little help from citrus, a squeeze of lemon, a slice of orange, even a splash of lime. Why? Because citrus contains vitamin C, which triples your body's ability to absorb and activate EGCG. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room. Marianne, 69, told me she used to wake up with fingers so swollen she couldn't open a jar. Her daughter saw something online about green tea and citrus, so they made it a ritual. Every morning, 1 warm cup, half a lemon, 5 quiet minutes on the porch. Within 3 weeks, her swelling was down. By week 5, she said, "I can open jars again. I can button my coat. It feels like I got my hands back." It's not always the big things. Sometimes healing starts small. 1 sip, 1 citrus slice, 1 quiet moment at a time. So, the next time you brew a cup, treat it like medicine. Warm, gentle, and just a little brighter with a twist of lemon. 5. The hormonal reset. Most seniors miss it doesn't always start with a diagnosis. Sometimes it starts with a nap you didn't mean to take, or a craving you can't explain, or waking up thirsty at 2 a.m. again. These aren't random, they're signals. And most of them trace back to one silent player in the body: insulin. Insulin is the hormone that tells your cells, "Hey, sugar's here, open the door." But after 60, those doors start ignoring the knock. We call that insulin resistance. And it's the reason why so many older adults struggle with belly weight, brain fog, fatigue, and rising A1C levels, even if they're not diabetic. Here's where green tea quietly steps in. EGCG, the same compound we've talked about, has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity by 37%. That means sugar gets used, not stored. It fuels your muscles instead of building up around your waist. It exits the blood instead of lingering where it does damage. A meta-analysis from 2013, reviewing dozens of studies, confirmed it. Older adults who consumed green tea consistently saw real, measurable improvements, not just in blood sugar, but in how their body responded to food. But timing matters. Because while green tea can help your hormones, it can also keep you awake. So, here's the rhythm I give my patients: morning cup with breakfast, midday cup after lunch. Avoid it after 6 p.m., or you may be up counting ceiling tiles at midnight. Helen, 66, had been battling rising blood sugar for years. No soda, no late-night snacks. But nothing seemed to move her A1C. She made one change: a warm cup of green tea at 7 a.m., and again after lunch. 2 months later, her A1C dropped by 0.7 points. But what mattered more? She felt steadier. No more 3 p.m. crashes. No more waking up drenched in sweat. "I feel like my engine runs smoother," she told me. We often think of hormones as things we can't control, too complicated, too medical. But the truth is, sometimes a steady ritual can reset a system better than a prescription. And sometimes that ritual starts with just 2 quiet cups. 6. The gut-brain connection you can sip. We talk about digestion like it's separate from the brain. But the truth is, they're talking to each other all day long. You feel it when you're anxious and lose your appetite. You feel it when a heavy meal makes your thoughts foggy. The gut and the brain are wired together, and that connection only gets more fragile as we age. But here's what most people don't realize. Your gut isn't just digesting food, it's producing up to 90% of your serotonin, the very chemical that helps you feel calm, focused, and okay. And when the gut gets inflamed or out of balance, your brain pays the price. That's why the ritual of green tea matters so much. Not just for fat or blood sugar, but for your mind. In 2017, researchers from Tohoku University ran a study on seniors aged 65 to 85. They tracked green tea habits and cognitive function over time. The results? Older adults who drank green tea 4 or more times a week had significantly lower rates of depression and memory loss. Why? Because green tea helps nourish the microbiome, the good bugs in your gut, which in turn send positive signals to your brain. It's like watering a garden and watching the flowers bloom upstairs. One of my patients, Sarah, 72, had lost her husband 2 years earlier. Her memory was slipping. She was tired all the time, and she told me, "It's like my brain is under a wet blanket. We didn't do anything dramatic, just gave her a quiet tea ritual, afternoon green tea with a bit of raw honey. No phone, no news, just stillness." Over a few weeks, her clarity returned. She said, "It's not just that I think better, I feel more like myself again." It wasn't magic, it was nourishment, for the gut, for the brain, for the spirit. So, if you felt off lately, tired, foggy, or just not you, it might not be just in your head. It might start in your gut. And the first step to healing that connection could be steeping in your kitchen right now. You don't need a new prescription to feel better. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Sometimes all it takes is a warm cup, a quiet moment, and a choice to listen. Not just to your doctor, but to your body. Maybe it's been trying to tell you something, that it's tired of the inflammation, tired of the sugar swings, tired of feeling slower than who you really are, because no matter your age, your body still responds. It still remembers what healing feels like, and it's never too late to begin again, with something as simple as green tea. So, here's what I'd love for you to do. If today's message spoke to you, if it reminded you of someone you love, send this to them, or better yet, make a cup and call them. Start a ritual, together. And if you want more science-backed, soul-friendly habits like this one, be sure to tap that subscribe button. This channel exists for you, for your strength, for your future, and for the quiet victories that still lie ahead. Because aging isn't about decline, it's about return to energy, to clarity, to you, one cup at a time.